Today on Everything Board Games, we're going to be looking at another family card game from Bible Game Central that is called Parable Parade. Up next. What is up, everyone? Thank you for joining me. This is Everything Board Games. My name is Techno Funk Boy. I'm going to be your host for today. If you've been following this channel, just a little while ago, I reviewed a card game called The Good Shepherd from Bible Game Central. They actually sent me a couple of different games to try out, and so I was really pleased with The Good Shepherd, and so I was really excited to get into Parable Parade. Now, in full disclosure, Bible Game Central did provide me copies of these games in order to complete these reviews. If you weren't aware of the previous game and you're not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon. That way you'll be notified of our upcoming reviews. And we do have some fun ones coming up, so I would hope that you would do that. But let's get into Parable Parade. So, kind of like the previous game, this is designed for family play. It's going to take about 15 minutes to play a round of this, and the point of it is to construct the parables of Jesus, and the way you do that is by slowly drawing cards and matching the ones that fit into the same parable. Now, each parable is basically illustrated in a series of 4 cards, and so your job is to either draw or steal these particular cards in order to get a set. One of the interesting things is this: your turn. You can keep going on your turn until you decide to stop. And the reason you might decide to stop is that there are these oopsie cards in the deck that are going to stop you. When you get one of those, your turn is over, and you're also going to have to discard 3 cards. Now, hopefully, you have plenty of kingdom cards in order to discard, because you don't really want to discard your parable cards. But these, not only are they going to serve as a buffer between you and that oopsie, but when you get the 3 separate colors, you can turn these in to steal someone else's cards. And so that's really where the fun begins. And you can also end your turn by stealing these cards. Now, one thing I really liked about The Good Shepherd was that it was very, very simple and very straightforward. The kids picked it up right away, and all that, and they were really enjoying it. But I was also really enjoying it. There was enough strategy in it that really kind of kept my mind active and on the game. This similarly is a game that is very straightforward and very simple, and the kids are able to pick it up right away. There is strategy in this, but it is much more tied to the randomness of the deck, and so it doesn't quite have that degree of strategy that the prior game is. There is some strategy of, like, when I'm not sure about that next card, or when to steal, what different sets that you want to target. If you know that sets are being discarded, then we might get to those again later. But if we're trying to get a quick score, we're going to try to stay away. Like if I discard, I get an oopsie, I don't have enough kingdom cards, I discard one of the lost coin cards. Another person might look at that and it's like, okay, we're not going to get to that discard pile for a while. Let's try to focus on different things, and if I have to discard something, maybe I'll throw out my lost coin card. There is that, but even some of that is tied to the randomness of the deck, unless you're actually counting cards, which I wasn't, but then it's going to be hard to tell whether that oopsie is going to pop up or not. Now, that is not taking away from the enjoyment of the game at all. Or I should say, not to a substantial degree. My kids actually like this one better. I like the Good Shepherd better, but they liked this one better, and were really engaged in constructing these sets. One thing I really liked about it was that when you do get to the discard pile, the draw deck is drawn down, and you start and you shuffle that discard pile and you put it back up. Those are now mostly kingdom cards and oopsie cards, because we've been trying to avoid discarding parable cards the entire game, right? And so then the game really becomes less about drawing and more about stealing. And the stakes are higher because those oopsies are going to pop up more and more often, as the game progresses. I really like that. It adds like a real intensity to the end of the game that I thought was really a lot of fun. Now, I mentioned in the Good Shepherd a video that that game is really focused on one parable of Jesus, and while it's a great reminder of that parable, this is not something that you're going to use for ongoing teaching. This game is. This game absolutely is. And so the way we played it is, once somebody did get a whole set, then if the kids knew that parable, I would have them tell it to me using the cards. If they didn't know it, I told it to them. If they, for some kids, there's these very helpful and really well done cards for each parable. A summary, and then an explanation on the back. These are really good, and you can use them in the midst of the game for instruction on the teachings of Jesus. Great stuff. Or you can just play it straightforward. If you wanted to go a bit faster and you just want to, it's one of those times where you just really kind of want to play a game. The kids might grab this one. You might play it. Might play it without those explanations. But even then, the repetitious nature of getting these cards and seeing them is going to kind of instill these parables into their heads. The art is a lot of fun on here. Now, there are like some shorter parables, like for instance the lost coin, where this is not a long parable at all, and he's still getting 4 cards out of it, and so the cards look similar, but at the same time they are distinct stages of the story. Longer parables like the prodigal son have a lot of very, very different drawings on each card, but really does a great job of visually telling the story that I really appreciated. And I do, while I'm certainly not opposed to letting the kids play a game just to play a game, it is fun being able to mix the teaching and the game together. And so really appreciated that. I thought it was very good. So bottom line is, I like this one. Like there's a couple of things that are really, really going for it. The first one is, and very probably the most important one, the kids really, really liked it, and I enjoyed it too, which is actually probably the most important one. But I enjoyed it too. But there's so much opportunity here that you as a parent can grab hold of and use it for teaching, or just let the visuals tell the story, and save kind of the instruction on it for a different time. That I thought was very good. So as a game, I preferred the Good Shepherd. As a teaching tool, I preferred this one, but that's not to say that that I didn't enjoy this one, because I really, really did. And this is definitely something that we're going to keep playing, and we're going to get a lot of really good use out of. So Links, as always, are down below in the description. The Bible Game Central website is going to have both of these games. I do have another game from them lined up that that we're going to start looking at here very, very soon, and I'm really looking forward to this. So far, Bible Game Central has been 2 out of 2, and I'm really pleased with what I've seen from them so far. So please, again, do hit that subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified the next game that we have up from them, and we will see you next time. Thank you.